Peace, y'all. Oh, having me a long day today. Hope you're feeling blessed. Hope you're feeling good today. If you didn't hear my remix to Ye versus the People, starring Mysonne as the People, go tune into that now. You know, but still, please remember that Shakisha Clemens doing a big rally on May 4th. So be there. I'm about to post that on my page. So if you're out in Alabama, you need to be there. Definitely. So the reason for this live, thank you, whoever's so Sharif, the singer. Go find that now. Sing what up. But the reason for this live, man, I was sick all day, like sick as a dog today, and I'm feeling a little better. I don't do. I've been sick as a dog all day today. But after I dropped that remix and I listened to people's points of views, and I just wanted to make something clear. Sometimes, right, we mistake ignorance for intelligence. Sometimes a person can use the biggest words in the world to say some stupid shit. And we embrace it because they use words that you probably don't know. So you think, that because you don't know what they said, they really said something. But I want to elaborate this. There's this false narrative, right? There's some real false narrative that black people are the only people that just can't get it together. Like, we just fucked up. We living in slavery. We got a slavery mentality. So we just can't get it together. And that's what our problem is. You look at every other race of people, they figured out a way to get it together. And the sad part is they made us buy into that bullshit. Like they made us believe, some of us who are lucky, because success for a black man takes three things. It takes determination, it takes skill, and it takes luck. And it takes all those things to happen simultaneously. So what happens is, some of us have that thing where the stars align up. They align at some point. And they align because you work, because of your will to win. So at some point, because you have that will to win, you achieve a level of success that most won't. And the problem with a lot of us who achieve that level of success, they make it seem like it's so easy that anybody can do it. They don't say, I'm blessed. They make you think that they God and it's just them. And they the reason why they this and that. And they don't understand. They don't tell you that, I worked really hard, but damn, if it wasn't for this one day where I accidentally ran into this person and coincidentally ran to that, my life changed. They don't tell you that shit. They make it seem like they give you this God shit and you sit there and you listen to them because you see them in a place, you see them with money, you see them with possessions, you see them with fame, and you buy into that bullshit. You believe because they have these possessions, they gotta know. Like, they ain't telling me nothing wrong. They got a bunch of shit. They can't be telling me nothing wrong. They done what I'm trying to do. So if they tell me that all it takes is this, then that's all it takes. And that's not the reality. The reality is some of us are the exception to the rule. The reality is the black man is the most oppressed, the most damaged, the most ruined man on the place of the planet, on this earth. And that's a fact. We will listen to me. Everybody else has a culture still. If you look at all of these other people that they say, yo, why are they able to do it? Because they did not erase their culture. They did not kidnap them from infancy, bring them to a new land in which they owned nothing. They worked for people that owned everything, made them work, never allowed them to own anything within that structure. Those things didn't happen to no other race of people. Yeah, everyone has their thing. There's been, we look at the Holocaust, and though it was horrible, the Jews still had their culture. They didn't erase their culture. They didn't erase their religion. They didn't erase the things that made them one. The problem with the black person in America is that he thinks he's an individual. He does not identify with any other black because he thinks he's an American. He doesn't take himself out of what's going on. His whole reality, there's no great-great-grandmother that can tell you, listen, this was our culture from our homeland. These are our religion. These are our principles. So when you strip a people of everything, they are completely, we started from scratch. We were never given any fucking reparations. We weren't say, oh, we did this to you like we did to the Jews. We're going to give them, we're going to repay them for the Holocaust. You know what we did to the Asians in Hiroshima? We're going to make sure we pay. There's never been anything given to a black man or woman. We are starting from zero in this country. A country that we've been here for over 400 years. We are starting from zero. So when you hear these people talk this shit about you got a slave mentality, no, I need to understand because I know that I'm more talented than most of the people I'm around. I know that I'm more educated. I know that I'm physically strong. I know I have all these attributes to make me successful, but I don't have the same opportunities. The shit I got to do to make 1/10 of what my white counterpart makes is outrageous. See, when Asians come here, they're able to bring their money back to their culture and build their culture up. This is what Donald Trump is mad at, because he realized that these people have their own country. They got their own shit. They got their own stuff. So as they come in here and they take our technology, they take the technology and they bring the shit back and they build on what they learn here and they continue to build their own. We don't got no shit to bring back nowhere. If you get rich and you get $1 million, you gotta take care of Pookie, Sam, JoJo, Bobby. You gotta take care of a whole generation. It ain't nobody to help you with that shit. And we've been individualized so much, we don't want to connect with the other person that got $1 million, the other person that got $5 million, and say, listen, let's build this shit for somebody we don't even know. We're going to put all of our millions of dollars to build a fund for people that ain't even here yet, that we don't even know, so that they can come into this world with an opportunity to create intergenerational wealth to feed their families. We don't say that shit. So when I listen to Kanye and he says this love shit, no, I'm not going to love somebody who I know his vested interest is in the demolition of my whole existence. For me to succeed, for me to get my birthright, would eliminate Donald Trump and white supremacy. I'm aware he's made it painfully clear what his goal is. So why would I love him? Why would I allow you to walk me into somewhere to ambush me? We tried that already. The Native Americans tried that. Christopher Columbus came, they said, let's love. We about peace. We don't know where these people coming from, but we're going to let them come over here. And we're going to let them do what they want to do. We're going to feed them. We're going to clothe them. We're going to do all the shit that they need done. And it was peaceful. and they got their heads cut off. They slaughtered those people and took their possessions. So I'm not. My common sense will not allow me to let somebody tell me that the shit that Kanye says is right. Like that is just self-preservation in its own would not allow me to do that. So when people keep telling you, yo, we just got a slave mentality. No, it's not that we got a slave mentality. We are slaves. Our whole culture is built on slavery. It is structured around slavery. You can't take your mind out of it until you identify with the trauma from slavery, with everything that came from slavery, why we in the position we are. Until you're able to identify, you'll keep thinking, these niggas just lazy, man. They just don't want to do nothing. No, they took you. They didn't even. You have no culture. You have no foundation. Every black person that's born every day is building a brand new foundation. No other culture, no other race in this world is building a new foundation. Not one. I want you to understand, like, just listen to that. Understand what I'm saying to you. Understand what I'm trying to tell you. We are the only culture who don't have a real beginning. We don't have anything to look back on. Our culture is American culture. And Americans, the people who are the Americans, have their way of life, and we just try to fit in. And if you look at how far we've came since what they did, we have exceeded everybody. If you really think about it, we have found a way to infiltrate into certain places, but what we have not found a way to do is how to put all of our resources together and build and create our own. Because we still living on an American dream. An American dream is you can have whatever you want. And that is so false. It's false. The American dream is this. It's 1 million people trying to get this. 1 million people chasing one thing. They know the reality is that only one person can get it. So the reality is every time you see that one person, in the back of your mind, you're like, damn, I could be that one person. And the probability of you being that one person that get that one thing is 1 million to 1. But they don't tell you that. They don't tell you that everybody go up in the projects. 99.9% of the people that live in projects will not make it out of the projects. That's a fact. You do your own math. Listen, everything that's built, capitalism is built off rural areas. It's built off the marginalized communities. It's built off people in the projects. Prison, the death rate, everything that they figure out how, alcohol, all these things that they make the most money off in America is built on the backs of poor people. And the poorest people in America are black people. Because black people are the only people that don't have a foundation. America is our foundation. It ain't ours. That's just the bottom line. It ain't ours. We don't own shit here. When they decide to make a law and say, you know what? We just don't want you to do this. We're going to change the law so they can prohibit you from doing what we see you doing. Okay? Oh, no, y'all got a black president. Okay, so we're going to make sure he can't pass no laws to make anything better for y'all because we understand that. No, Hispanics have mother countries. They can go back to Puerto Rico. They can go back to Dominican Republic. They can go back to and still have a culture. The Dominicans come over here. They get a job. They hustle. They do whatever they do. They take their millions back and they go back to DR and they buy homes. They give clothes and they keep their culture going. They take their money back. The Africans that migrated to America, the Africans, I see them in my neighborhood. They get big trunks every month, and all of them put clothes, money in all of these things and send them back. They send them back to Okay, and they take what they learn from here and they go back to their countries and they build their own countries with their own structure, their own culture, their own everything. They are independent. Even though they utilize the resources of America, they are independent of America. They can't send you back nowhere. So they leave you here and put you in jail. You don't have nowhere to build. You can't build nothing. So when you hear Kanye say, yo, no, we got to get the slave mentality, and he keep comparing himself to all these rich white people in America and say, there's a ceiling. Here's a ceiling. You know why it's a ceiling? Because it ain't yours. Like, I'm going to let you, if I got a house and I move you in, and I'm cool with you, even if I'm cool with you, and I got 3 kids, and I got a wife and all that, and you move in, and I give you a room, and you like, oh shit, and I feed you, boom, boom, you get a job, you work for me. I'm not giving you my house. The person who's going to get my house is my family. My son, my wife. Something happened to me, my wife and my son get my house. You just going to be able to live here as long as you can. And then when you go and try to buy your own house, you're going to realize the people that own the rest of the houses ain't even going to rent you their house. They might not even let you in. And then you start getting frustrated because you've seen the house. You know that it can be owned because you've been in a house where it was owned and you've seen all this shit. So it frustrates you. So this is what's going on in Kanye's mind. His mind is, I know I'm smarter than most of the people. I know I have the abilities. I know I have all this shit. But I cannot obtain the monetary wealth. I cannot obtain ownership of the shit that they own. And they never gonna let me. So when you start to realize that and you feel like you a genius, you know, you have more of a privileged life than most of them. You had a mother who was a school teacher, who educated you, who took care of you, who molded your dreams, who made you feel great, who poured confidence in you, all of the shit you had, and you can't get past the ceiling. So don't you think it's unfair to tell somebody else who don't got none of that shit that they can and tell them it's their fault if they don't? And you ain't creating nothing? We don't have no pictures of success in our communities. We don't have no pictures of success in our communities. The only picture of success I ever seen was a drug dealer or a basketball player or a rapper. So those were the 3 things that I tried in my life. It wasn't no senators that lived next door to me in a tenement. No, they took their motherfucking money and their success and they got their good family away from us who ain't have nothing. So all of our visions of success that we ever seen came from something negative. The reason why the white people continue to grow because they grow up in communities where everybody got something. Just look at Rob Kardashian, man. Rob Kardashian can't get it right. He ain't got no talent. He ain't got no drive. He don't got nothing. But he got more than the average black man with 100% skills. With intelligent drive, nigga wake up every day trying to figure it out. Rob Kardashian, who has no sense of anything, has more than some of the most intelligent, driven black people that you'll see in your life. Now, tell me a black person that you know that is not driven, that is not educated, that is not talented, who just has something because they got it. More than a white person. Where's that at? Like, where's that at? It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. You can name 1,000 white people that you don't even know why they famous or why they got money. But you look up, they in the tabloids. You look up, they buy a new house. You don't know what the fuck they do. You haven't seen, heard anything. They just got a bunch of money. But every time you see a successful black person, you know exactly what they do. They're the best at what they do in this field. They're successful at this. So what? I know a lot of people, dads was a lawyer. That shit don't mean nothing. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. His dad was a lawyer. His mother is a successful business person. His brother, his sisters are successful. And he's set for life because they are able to continue to feed the family. Look at Love and Hip Hop, right? Who on Love and Hip Hop is able to successfully create intergenerational wealth? Everybody on those shows is barely making enough for them to survive. They ain't able to take this show and say, okay, I'll make my sister make $1 million. I'll make my brother a supermodel. I'm going to do this. No. We don't have the luxury here. Of course it sounds like pocket watching because you rather hear the dumb shit instead of hearing what's really going on. That's what it is. You rather hear dumb shit. Yeah, Cardi B did it. And Cardi B is taking care of every Dominican that she come in contact with. She is the supreme breadwinner of her family. Black people, yeah, look. This is what we got. Trolls. You got a bunch of trolls on here. Black people lazy, keep it real. This is the shit that they use to distract you. And then they use Kanye to say the same dumb shit. Say, yo, we gotta get out of this mentality. Nah. You there. And you can't make it past there, and you feel like you the most biggest genius in the world. So why you can't make it to where people who have half the brain power you make it because they're not your skin color, because this ain't yours. It ain't designed for you to make it. Stop letting these people tell you that bullshit. I'm not saying don't continue to work, but just understand what's going on. Understand the reality is you have to build and continue to build with other people. And you got to build networks. You building something for yourself is useless. If I get rich and everybody else around me poor, then we all poor. Because I got to take care of all of y'all. If I have not continued to build empires and networks and make people build and make somebody into something else, then we lose. If I'm worried about my small circle of my family, the 10 people that I see most of my life, then what did I really do? You know, like this is what we gotta wake up. And that's what hurts me about this Kanye shit. That's what really hurts me. Because you have a platform and your message is so wrong. When you say things like slavery was a choice, that diminishes the reality of what the people had to deal with. Millions of them chose to die. So what if they all chose to die and jump from the ships and just go out and die? What if they all chose that? You wouldn't be here. You wouldn't have the ability to be able to be great. You would not have the opportunity because you wouldn't have been here. If they'd all killed us all, and some of the matriarchs didn't say, we're gonna put up with this shit. Some of the brothers say, yeah, we're gonna put up with this shit. We're gonna keep going. Hopefully, we can outlast this shit. We're gonna keep it going. We're not gonna die. We're gonna figure out some shit. I'm gonna outthink these people. Nobody wants to understand that. But he'll tell you it's a choice and make it seem like people were weak and, you chose to be a slave. I don't. I know I'm stronger than the average person. So for me, to hold them to the same standards that I hold myself, everybody, it's not realistic. It's like Michael Jordan saying, yo, I could jump. I got a 10, 11-inch vertical. Everybody should be able to jump like that. Just try. Nah, you might not be able to jump. You might be able to shoot. I can't hold you to my standard. I got to let you maximize your potential in what it is that you do. The slaves that decided that they weren't going to jump off the ship or try to kill Master and get shot in the process, they say, you know what, I can outthink these people. I'm going to try to get away. I'm going to try to make sure that these people stay alive. Somebody needs to be here to make sure that they ain't just completely killing off our women and try to protect them. Somebody got to be here to continue our bloodline. Somebody made a conscious decision, and that was bravery in itself. To be able to sit there and be beating all this shit and continue to move on Some people outlived slavery. So when you say that shit, it's like, what does that mean that it was a choice? Yeah, it was a choice. It was either die or be a slave. I would have chose to die. Does that make it right? No. It's dudes every day that their lives is going a certain way, right? And they say to themselves, you know what? I'd rather die than just be without. And they kill themselves. Does that make them better than you? It make you more braver than you because you come to the conclusion that right now your life is not going the way you want, so you're willing to give up your life because it's not going the way you want. Does it? We got to understand our reality, man. Understand what slavery is. Use slavery as a blueprint. Then look at the world that we live in now. Look at what's going on. You know, and when you start to realize that, then you can formulate a plan and you can put your resources together and build your own within the structure. Since we don't have our own, we can't take what we build back to Africa because we don't even know Africa no more. It don't belong to us. So we got to build within this structure. We got to start building from the inside out until we build and we overcome the structure. We start building and playing shit inside, boom, boom, until our structure takes over the infrastructure. That's the only thing that we can do. The rest of that shit ain't gonna make sense. So when they start telling you that dumb shit, everybody can know. Everybody ain't gonna. There are some of us who are more skilled, who are in better positions, who have more money, that have to sacrifice what they have for the greater good of the people.